Hello, lovelies. We're just waiting to see if Rick's going to be able to join us from Florida so we can share all of the wonderful, juicy details in the Emotion Empowerment Box. So, we are waiting. We are waiting. We are waiting. Send out some good vibes and energy that technology decides to love us. Let's see. Hello, Miss Mandy. Thank you for jumping on again. We're figuring this out. Let's see. Rick wants to be added, and let's see.
Hey! It only works from the phone, just so you know.
Only the phone. Got it. And
Yeah.
I have to remember that you can only see half of me, and we can only see half of you.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll just have to remember this because we can do this. Let me move my camera farther away so you can see my tub. That's
if
cool.
I go sideways, that doesn't work, huh?
Let me see. Yeah, I don't feel it.
And hold it.
Hold on, you get to see all the weirdness. Okay, we can do this.
Yay, technology.
I'll move to accommodate the camera. How's that? Yay! So each of the earrings are different. And so I had to hand pick. That's a lot of pressure. Hand pick each of the earrings. So I picked hers. She'll love them, I think.
Good.
Anything you want to share before we start? You good?
Do what?
Anything you want to share before we
start? Is there anything I want to share?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's say that this kit kicked my butt. So I need a session.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to set this phone thing up a little bit so I can not hold it.
Well, and it's really interesting because I swear each kit, it's like a little bit harder and a little bit harder. Like the emotions that come up, I think for us are just as loud as the emotions that come up for everybody else. So it's really cool because we get to move through it and then go, oh, here's all the stuff that I learned while trying to combat this. And for the self-love kit, the loudest emotion is the self-scrutiny, the criticism, that voice in your head that just eats away at you and says, why are you even bothering? Why don't you just give up? Like all of that's going on right now in our heads. So I'm excited.
Mine was I faced abandonment issues all month. And there's people in my house and it's super crowded and it's oh, it's not just abandonment, but abandonment when I shouldn't be feeling abandoned, in this crowd thing. And hold on. So, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I was just writing about that the other day. It was what's the worst type of loneliness? It's not being alone. It's being around people who make you feel alone.
Yep.
Or alone in a crowded room, or alone with a person by your side. Yeah.
Definitely.
Wow, that's a heavy start. Talk about what comes in the kit. Okay, so I've got it all right here. What do you want to start with? Because I have all the kits with me here in Utah and you're in Florida. So you'll have to tell me when you want me to Vanna White something for you.
Okay. Well, I Florida water. That's the only thing I have out of the kit this month, though. Oh, so okay.
Do you want to share?
So Florida water is also called agua de flores. Agua de flores, right? It's a flat-based essence. It's not actually made in Florida. It comes from Peru, and the shamans there use it when they need to move big energy. And I was filming the videos for this kit, right? And one of the ways that the shamans work with Florida water is by blowing it, because then you get the force and the energy of your breath, right, which connects you to all things with it. And so if you have a certain spot in your house that's really hard, or you get that black cloud over you when you're sleeping, Florida water is really good at clearing that if you use your breath. But so I was demonstrating that on one of my videos right after I did all the other meditations and processed a bunch of stuff. I got off the video and I just purged. It was very intense. So be careful with the Florida water. Be crazy. I love it. So yeah.
I love that. I think almost everything that we put in the kits, like all the kits, it's like, this is very intense. Like, don't half-ass this because it's going to be strong no matter what. So, yeah.
Because we're narrowing down that emotion and we're channeling it into space.
I agree 100%. So for me, I use it around the outside perimeter of my home rather than inside. So as if to say, hey, whoever wants to cross this line and express themselves freely, you are loved, free of judgment and all your raw messiness. But if you have any type of negative intentions, or if you're just like a grouchy dude, you don't get to come on my property. And it's funny because people like stop at like the spot where I pour it and spray it, and I'm like, this is insane. So
yeah, so
really cool.
Age or don't like it, right? Florida, a great.
Yes, it's good for a protective barrier. Yeah. Well, I'm going to talk about the fabulous earrings.
All right.
So these are one of the pairs. If you can kind of see, this one has like really cool bone with them. Very wild. And then this is another pair that I really, really love, and it goes color-wise with the kit. So everyone's are different. Like every single pair is different. It was really, really hard to pick, but I didn't pick spirit picks. You got exactly the ones that are meant for you. And I know we did earrings last time too. I had somebody go in the wisdom kit. We had earrings because no, the one before. Sorry. 2 kits ago we did earrings. Oh, then it's not that big of a deal. But it was like, nope, spirit was like, earrings are yes. And part of them, the reason we have the feathers is to remember the lightness. When you are who you are, it becomes easier because you don't have to put all of that effort and energy into pretending you're something you're not. Also, these aren't like, you know, subtle things. These are like vibrant in your face earrings. And the whole idea that we apologize for being who we are, or don't draw too much attention, or don't be too bold, or don't take away from another's beauty, that's all BS. And so hopefully as you wear your earrings, people will compliment you on them. They will notice them. They will notice you and can have a deeper experience with you because you're no longer hiding. Like, we're done hiding, right? We've done that for long enough. Most of us have done that for most of our lives, right? Ugh, I'm like, But be bold, be you. And also one of the meditations in here, we'll address all the fear of drawing in attention and the fear of being seen. We are going to address that shadow stuff and that's in the meditations that come with the kit. So that when you wear your earrings, you can remind yourself a tangible reminder of being bold, showing up as you, allowing yourself to be seen, and allowing yourself to remember that it's safe to be seen. So I hope you enjoy your beautiful earrings. Ooh, those were fun. Okay, Rick, what do you want to pull out? What do you want me to pull out for you? It's your turn.
I don't know.
I'm like, or do I just randomly pick?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to randomly pick Dragonfly Magic.
Okay, perfect. Love this. So we love Carrie from your apothecary. She actually just went right? She moved. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I should tag her. I didn't tag her. I should tag her.
All right.
Nope. I'll have to tag her after.
So I love this idea of the dragonfly symbology in addition to what Carrie's been going through, right, in her life, that kind of free flying, busting through things, being yourself, transformation, all of that. And so we asked her to create us a tea for self-love, and it's so funny how the dragonfly symbols just kept lining up over and over and over again, and this was yet another one. And so it comes with a tea strainer. I don't know if you want to pull that out too. Are we jumping ahead? One.
Yes, but that's okay because they go together. So you're going to put your loose tea in here, and then you close it, and the little latch is on it. Hollie's having a hard time. The struggle is real. Okay, the latch closes on, and then you have amethyst that dangles on the side of your cup. So it goes in your cup like this, and then you sip it. I should have brought a cup out. I didn't. I had thought of it.
Yeah, perfect. So now you don't have to use a tea bag or anything. Like, this is very reusable. It's washable. So
there is a tea bag that's included too, just in case.
Yeah. But
you can also use that in your sacred ceremony.
So anyway, yeah, I just love the like reusability of the things in the kit, and you use them till they're no longer able to be used. So drink all.
Well, and I like the mesh bag too because the mesh tea holder is really easy to clean. It just pops open and you can shake it out and you can use your herbs. I like to offer my herbs to the earth after my tea, or even put them in the tub. Like if I have my tea while I'm in a bath, then I'll dump them into my bath and make them part of that experience. And I love, because Carrie and I were talking back and forth and I was going to use a different tea. And she's like, we just moved and I don't know that I can find it. And you'll have to give me a minute. And I was like, ugh, okay. I just feel like there's supposed to be tea in this kit, not the next one, but I'm open, whatever. If it's not available, then it's not supposed to be. And then she gives me a list of this beautiful concoction she made. She custom made this for our kit. And then she's asking me what we should call it. And she accidentally said Firefly. It auto-corrected. And I was like, Firefly? Dragonfly. Yes. And she's like, oh, it wasn't supposed to say Firefly. It was supposed to say something else. And she's like, actually, I feel like it's Dragonfly. And I'm like, oh, I can't even make this stuff up. So I was like, yep, that's a sign. That's the tea that comes in. And it's a huge chunk of tea. So there's several uses in here. And I love that the items in here are all about soothing yourself and diving into the essence of you. There's also my favorite one that I can never pronounce.
Damiana.
Damiana? Ah, so close. So close. It's also an aphrodisiac. So as we're diving into like self-love, we dive into that essence and all that kundalini fire. So thank you, Carrie. We love your teas. Okay. Oh, well, while we're on the teas and the herbs, the next item in the kit is your ceremonial bath. This is roses from my yard. There's sage in here. There's jasmine. All kinds of beautiful essential oils to help soothe, hibiscus, which I just love hibiscus, to soothe when you do your bath ceremony. There's a whole video on this portion, and it is meant to be used all at once, because I know a lot of times we're like, I'm going to ration and just use a little bit so I can have some. No, this is self-love. You deserve to use the whole dang bag all at once. So, and then you can use, if you're worried about your tub getting dirty, you can use the extra tea bag and pour it in there and then just run the water through the tea bag. But I say just clean your tub out with paper towels after. So, but there's a video on that one too. Anything you wanted to add to the bath ceremony?
I just think that ceremony in general, in all of the kits, we have some sort of ceremony. I know it's hard to set aside time for yourself to do them, but this is the self-love kit. So setting that yourself is important, or you're going to end up an emotional wreck this month, like me.
Don't be an emotional wreck. Remember, these are preventative.
I know.
I recently posted the scorpions that showed up in my new under construction studio. And I was like, let me just refresh myself on what scorpion means, because I know usually it's about protection, but I'm like, let me just dive deeper. And it was like, prevention was a huge one. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's exactly it. By doing these things, it prevents you from spiraling down to that place where you're having to lift yourself back up. So I love that. There's also a lot of salt in this, and there's 3 different kinds of salt. So we're not just going to do one simple salt. There's the Himalayan salt, the Epsom salt, and then another kind of rock salt, which I'll have to explain in the thing because I have to look at the label because it's from a foreign country. But all of the salts help to purify and make sure that you're the only body in your body, which is huge for self-love. Like, how can you love yourself if you're so tangled in all of what's everybody else, right? Oh, I love that Mandy says, a dragonfly's been on my screen door all day. Yes. Well, let's talk dragonflies. Ta-da! So, the crystal grid. And we'll go into more depth on the grid and the symbolism when we have the crystal grid meditation. That's part of that one, because I really want to dive in deep. But the dragon, the part that I love is the dragon's all about hitting that that friction point of where transformation is necessary. They breathe fire, they purge things, they are a power source, but then also the dragonfly is about transformation. So I couldn't decide between a dragon and a dragonfly, and then the answer was obviously both. Yeah. Oh, and one of the cool things with dragons too is a lot of shamans use dragons. Now, I know in our 3D world, like, we don't go down the street and see a dragon. It's definitely an energetic animal, so one that's beyond this 3D experience, but it's used a lot with healing work and purging and empowerment. It's very rare that you'll talk to somebody who's a mystic or an oracle or a healer that won't refer to dragons as part of their practice. So, I can't wait to share all of the yummy details with this one. Did you have anything you wanted to share, Rick?
That's really the thing I wanted you to pull out of the box. So.
I love it. Oh, dragons also tie in with, and I forgot. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I put that on there. So the symbols on the wings are actually the symbols of transformation. So they're ancient symbolism that you can kind of see on here, but more in person. And then the dragon itself also is all about erupting forward and pulling from the shadows all that's been buried, so it can be self-assessed and evaluated and shifted. So we're going to go deep into some self-assessment. Here's your warning. But you also asked for it. If you're seeing this, you are already being called. Okay. What do you want to look at next?
The lepidolite.
I'm glad you said it, so I didn't have to, because I have a hard time with names.
This one was very interesting when we were planning the kit, and Holly was like, what crystals do we need? Like, this was like a shout out from Spirit, like lepidolite. And at first I think, what did we say? It was the purple stone, but not amethyst, I think Holly said, right?
It's purple and not amethyst, and I can't remember the name.
Came to me, and I'm like, that's it. But this stone is really great because, you know, you were talking about that dragon energy and that kind of out of our physical reality self. And actually, my meditations deal hugely with that, about our higher self, you know, kind of what that energy might look like for you, connecting to that energy, finding all those whole pieces of yourself, and integrating them into who you really are. Because part of the problem, I think, with not loving ourselves is that we don't understand the reach and the impact that we have, and we don't have validation, or we have these negative emotions that are getting in the way of seeing our true selves. And the lepidolite, like, takes that core of who you are and just rips it straight up into the ether, like right through with this lepidolite. And yeah, it's beautiful. So it's a great stone to have in this kit.
And I love it because it's one of the ones that works from the heart chakra to the throat chakra, the higher heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye, all the way up to the crown. So all of this stuff is just like, so if that's not aligned, this will align you or cause everything to erupt, so you align it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, it's a fun one. It also, it's not as violent as I'm making it sound too, because one of the callings that the stone has is it assists with trauma healing. So that's where we're like, oh, it's going to rip that stuff open. That's really what it's going to bring to light, as, hey, there's trauma here that needs to be healed. There's something that you're not aware of that keeps playing out over and over again and causing you a lot of pain and misery that you don't need to even have. So it's with love. It's okay. But this one's a mover. So yes.
That spotlight. You are, here's where your high is, and here's why you're not aligned, right? So yeah.
So then maybe we should talk about the soft one then. That one's the mover. Then we have the next one, the double stones. Go ahead.
Oh.
You get to announce the words of the stones. I can spell them.
I don't remember.
Oh, rhodonite.
Oh.
I was just afraid I was saying it wrong. I guess I need some self-compassion. So that's what these ones create, is a lot of self-compassion, a lot of that nurturing essence, helping to heal a lot of the scars and the wounds and the self-abuse from the past. If you are a person who experienced child abuse or sexual abuse, it is like your sweet mama loving heartstone. It just kind of comes in and just like I keep getting Paul Blart Mall Cop, you know, peanut butter smooths in all the cracks in the heart. And I'm like, that's kind of what it does, is it fills in all those gaps and cracks of pain. But it Hollie
Reminds me
does is like peanut butter. I don't know. But
right.
it's true.
It is. It's that warm blanket, right? After you go through the surgery or the trauma or whatever it is, it's that warm embrace, just beautiful, healing. Yeah, love it.
Love it. Okay, can you hear that? There's a hummingbird literally right above my head.
Oh, wow.
Listen, she's chirping. Oh, she stopped. Ah,
She's
it's
like,
the
keep
really. She's like,
talking.
as long as I'm talking, she's talking. But as soon as I shut up, she shuts up. Hummingbird
Love
medicine is very powerful. It's a lot of grandmother medicine. So it kind of goes along with these. I'll take it. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to talk tarot card?
Oh, yeah. So this is the Two of Cups tarot card. And I think on the video, the meditation way I thought of it. But the Two of Cups is usually in a tarot reading about love and the potential for a new partner and that emotional connection that's just beginning, right? But when there's like sub energy about the universe brings together pieces all the time, but that's not always about relationships. There's the two pieces of yourself as well that need to have the potential to get along and come together and grow together. And now only through kind of like this hard work will that nurturing potential be blossomed into something really powerful. And so I think it's the perfect energy when we want to be in a relationship with ourselves. So love it.
I love it. I can't wait to hear your meditation with it too.
Oh,
those are always really good.
Thank you.
Okay. And I think the last thing we have left, oh, we didn't even mention that we're giving one of these away. We're giving one away, by the way. Maybe we should do that. Just, I forgot about that. So to enter the drawing to be given away, oh, what'd you say? I can't hear you.
I said look for the video or the giveaway announcement.
Yay! I think you should be entered on this one too. So if you like, you get one entry. If you comment, you get another entry. For each person you tag, you get an additional entry. And if you share, you get 5 extra entries. And we'll give away this whole kit.
Awesome.
Sound good? And we'll just add up the entries from this one to the entries of an official announcement. You just get extra entries.
All right.
Megan says she had Dragonfly pass right by her. That's really cool.
Oh.
They're everywhere. Well, and it's funny because I had a Mother's Day, like as I was like, okay, it's going to be a dragonfly that I'm going to make. Ever for me to get this download or just for me to be aware of it, honestly. I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. Never mind. I do. Thank you, Spirit. Gosh, they won't let me get away with anything. But as I was trying to decide, and I was like, okay, yes, dragonfly is it. We went to a cabin. We went off the grid for a bit. And my sweetheart's grandmother, like, oh, I love this woman. Her name's Grandma Milk. Like, Milk is her last name. And she is like the sweetest lady. She brings me bird nests that she finds in her yard because she gets me. And I'm like, I love you. And I don't have grandmas as much. And so she brought me a present, but she had brought it to his mother's house and it sat there and it hadn't made it back to me yet since Mother's Day. So we're up at the cabin. She's like, did you like your wind chime? And I was like, blank, blank, blank. And I was like, you know, I got a wind chime for Christmas. Maybe it was from her and I just got confused. And so I didn't trust myself enough to say, hey, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. I'm like, oh, I love it. Thanks. Then she leaves. And sure enough, there's this old present sitting there. And it is a wind chime. And it is a dragonfly wind chime. And I was like, and so I called her and I was like, I have to tell you a story. I thought that you'd given it to me and I was losing my mind and I didn't want your feelings to be hurt. But really it was just Spirit saying, hey, paint the damn dragonfly. So I love that. Okay, so it's so fun to watch how Spirit works with these. Yeah. So the next thing we're going to talk about are the massage wands. Now this is where Spirit was very particular. There are this many different crystals. So I'm just going to briefly go through each of them. Rick, please add any insights you have to any of them. And literally, when we get an order in, your box is custom made for you. So it's like these earrings, this exact crystal, this exact massage wand, this exact piece, like everything is so meticulously planned out through spirit, because you get what you're supposed to have. And I could not make that decision for anybody else. And so I wanted to just really briefly go over the different ones and kind of what you got and what it means. So the first one is the calcite. So the calcite is kind of like a marbled looking, almost looks like blown glass. And calcite is a cleanser of negative energies. So it helps with any negative stuff that's around you or within you. It helps with growth. It helps with that soul remembering of who you are. And it's really funny because when I selected these, I don't remember everything for every crystal. And I was like, oh, interesting. We're going with that one. Okay. Oh, interesting. We're going with that one. Okay. And then we get them and I'm like, oh my goodness, they all have like this underlying self-love piece. And so remembering who you are makes it a lot easier to love you, and making sure your vessel is clear of outside influences and also the negative influences that have pierced inside. So that is the calcite. If you got a kit and you get your wand and you don't know what it is and you can't tell from this video, then please just message me or Rick and ask. Send us a picture. We'll tell you exactly what it is. So that's calcite. Anything to add, Rick?
No. Once again, next to that, understand that high, right? And yeah.
Okay. And the massage wands are to be used as anywhere you want on your body. If you use them in sensitive areas, please wash them with soap. Don't bleach them. Don't run them through the dishwasher. Don't boil them because they could explode and then you have glass. So there's your disclaimer if you're going to stick them in places.
Which I love. I mean, come on.
It is self-love, so you can do what you want, but just don't boil them. Sometimes we go to boil them, and that's like the worst mistake you can make. So soap and water is going to be your best bet. If you have OCD like me sometimes with those things, you can wash them 3 times and you're good. So I wash everything 3 times if I'm worried. I know, it's weird. 3, power of 3, Trinity. Okay. So the next one, I'm like, and TMI, next one is carnelian. That is the pink one. So if yours is pink, it's carnelian. And it's kind of marbled. Carnelian helps with that feeling grounded, that creative flow. It's also very much about enhancing your sexual energy, healing the adrenal glands, that depletion that comes with hormones, and negative patterns, and also negative thoughts. So carnelian is one of the few stones that actually loves to be touched. The more it's touched, the better it gets. So this is a really good one to have like handy out. I mean, obviously, if you're using it in certain places, you don't want to have it that handy. But like for me, I get a lot of pain in my hands and my wrists just because I make drums, and even like doing the boxes, my hands were starting to hurt. And so I'll actually take it and I'll just do an actual self massage, you know, rolling it in your hands. And if you have a partner who can like get into like those shoulder muscles with it, it's also really good for that. Okay, carnelian. Anything you wanted to add? I guess you'll just interrupt.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the next one, this one I wanted to put in a kit for such a long time. And it only jumped in a few of the kits. So it might come in the kits later for another purpose. That's the Shiva Lingam. So this is the dark maroon red, and it's got the light bands all the way around it. This is a very ancient medicine one. So it helps to increase that pranic energy. It's a lot of, if you follow any Hinduism or Hindu gods, it's very Kali Ma type. It's that fire that burns, and you'll notice that it's like a heavy stone. It's not this light little happy glass crystal. Although some of them are a happy light glass crystal, and that's what you were supposed to have. But it's a lot about coming in and claiming your body back, claiming your energy back, healing after child abuse, especially if your personal power has been taken. It's one of those that helps to replenish that. It also holds a lot of ancestor wisdom. So remembering who you are, where you come from, regardless of the circumstances that have shown up, or even when you have ancestors that have shown up in not their highest form, it helps to heal a lot of that as you embrace all of you. Yeah. And it's also a stimulant of that Kundalini energy. So that would be a really good one for your lower region, like low back or other places.
I was really good at that ancestral piece with that stone. It's also so protective that it almost feels like vengeance, right? There's almost this little hint of that ancestral angst. Yeah, justice. Yes, I like that. So yeah, it's really beautiful.
Yeah. So the few of you who got that one, you're moving some stuff. I was like, whoo! And I don't remember now who got everything, but like the names right there when I pick them and select which ones go in. And it just surprised me because I was like, oh, she's working on some stuff. Okay. So I support you. And I've already sent off prayers and blessings with it. Okay. So next is the howlite. This is the white one. Ta-da-da. So it's calming. Howlite is about wisdom. It's about emotional expression, especially that self-expression and feeling safe to let your purest form rise to the surface. It also is a lot about just like owning that pure innocence that comes from within. The world will tell you what you are and who you are and, you know, where you messed up. And howlite helps to like cancel out a lot of that extra noise. So love me some howlite.
I think this is one that probably, out of all the ones, my favorite love kit, just because it's so good at like peeling back those facades, right, and getting into the core of who you are.
Yeah, all that you are not, it helps to move.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the next one, oh, I want to go in order. Okay, is the green. So the light green one we decided was Aventurian or Jade. They're so similar. So you might have Jade, you might have Aventurian, but their chemical compound is very, very similar from my research. And so they're still the same energy of healing that heart chakra. They're very soothing. They're much more of creating that connection and also embracing that connection. This is one that you will want to place like right over your chest. And if you are having somebody assist you, having them rub your shoulder blades with it is going to be huge. That back side of the heart, because that's where a lot of like the stabbing in the back come from. The things that you don't see coming are usually triggered in the backside. They also are cleansers. They help with self-expression, with stability. I'm like, it's so funny. I just love them. I love them all. I need them all. Okay. And so then the next one, oh, there is a few of you, I think like 2, got this one. This is similar to a crystal, well, it is the same crystal that we had in a previous kit, the raw ruby. So that's massive heart healing and unleashing all that you're not and owning yourself as a true treasure. So also heart healing, all that good stuff. So 2 of you got these ones. And that was weird because I was like, no, we have them all. They're like, nope. 2 people get to be the oddballs. Not the problem child, but there's just something that's a higher vibration for you and what you need in your life right now. So I love that Spirit tells us that. Okay, and then the last one I have is the leopard. Is it called leopard serpentine? I think is what it's called. So it's got it's the dark green. Let's see if it'll pick up on it. If I move out, maybe. It's dark green with like the polka dots, the leopard pattern. And this is a grounding journey stone, actually. So if you're healing trauma and you're trying to figure out why you do what the hell you do, this is a stone that can facilitate and support that. They also help to assess like your soul plan and your life choices and understanding how all those patterns mix together. And if you look at it, it's very patterned. So it makes sense that it deals with patterns. it ties in with that deep love of the earth. So if you can't find love for yourself, sometimes we can find love connecting ourselves to our earth. And that's where we pull all of the self-love that we can possibly get. A lot of us who don't have powerful relationships with our mother, this will help to heal a lot of that because it ties in that mother earth relationship more than anything else. And it's also another one that helps with reclaiming your power, especially your personal power when it's been stolen or given without realizing what you were giving away. It's like, I'm standing in who I am. I'm owning this. It has a lot of shadow work along with it. So it kind of scares me just a little bit, but not, but kind of. I like the happy bubbly ones. Can I rub myself with these? But it would be cool to like just do different parts of your body with the different crystals too. So yeah, anything you wanted to add to those?
No, I do think that last one feels very like, expansive, very plant, very like we're saying, but it's not just the earth. I feel like it's like all of the space things. So
all the elements and all of the space and all of the universe. Okay, yes. yes. And there are 2 of them that went out that were mahogany obsidian. So they're black and the red. That one is protective. It's also kundalini. It's supporting that root chakra and womb healing. So if you got that one, that one's meant for like your low back and your lower chakra areas. Maybe even your feet. I don't know. Whatever feels good.
I wear that one all the time. Don't have it on today. So
yeah, I love I have a huge mahogany obsidian that looks like a flame that my sweetheart gave me, and I love it because it reminds me to protect my passions. It protect all of the best parts of me and don't let anybody else dictate what belongs around me or what doesn't belong around me or what I should even desire versus what I actually desire, right? Cool. I'm excited for this kit.
Me
this
too.
Is a really good. Okay, so if you haven't gotten your kit yet, they have been shipped out and they'll be ready for pickup at Dixie Rock and Fossil tomorrow. They help supply a lot of the crystals, and so we're always grateful for them. If you would like to enter someone in the drawing or tell somebody they need to enter so they can get a kit and do all the meditations with you, make sure you tag them. And that way you'll get an extra entry. And if you win it, you can always give it to them and then they have to do it with you. Yes. So many of the people who have responded after doing their kits, they say that when they do them with somebody else, it's that much more powerful because you have this open discussion that gets to follow with it and say, ooh, this is what I got, or ooh, this is what I loved. And it just adds more connection and more empowerment, which is what we're all about with these kits, right?
And you are doing it by yourself, right? You are doing it with this group of empowered people. But same that just amplifies that, like, you're never emotion.
Yeah, I love that. You never are alone, even though you're on your journey. Sometimes you're solo, you're never alone.
Yep.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, if you have any questions or if you have a hard time getting your kit, let us know. And we'll see you guys in the meditations and the videos and the trainings. I think I love those the most.
Oh,
well, it's hard to say. I love gifts.
Yeah, crystals are great.
The crystals are great. The meditations just make it that much better because you actually know what to do with them. Okay. Well, thank you for being on, Rick, and thank you guys for watching. So tag somebody, get entered, share it, get entered more, and we'll have the official giveaway post here shortly. Okay.